Now let's create a brand new field. If you don't want to build one up from scratch, take a look at the User tab and all the 10 user fields that are available for you to modify. But there are actually only 9 different data types that you can select from if you use one of these user fields. So that's why I like to create a brand new field from scratch. So I'm going to come up to Tools, Define Fields, create a new field, type in there the new field name. This is going to be an OK to Mail field. Click the drop down and there you can see the range of different field types, from annual event, date field, email field, memo field, you've got a phone field, you've got a URL address field, and the one that I want is all the way down at the bottom. It's a yes/no field. You can put a tick in here to generate history, so every time somebody makes a change to that field, a history item is recorded. You can put a tick in here and make it a primary field, so when you duplicate records, that information will be carried across. I'm going to come across now to the next button and accept the defaults here and next. There's nothing you need to do on the field triggers, and finish to add that yes/no field to your database. When you close out of the Define Fields dialog box, you get a helpful message asking if you'd like to modify your layout now. Click yes to that and that will open up the contact window design layout view. Now let's modify one of these user fields. Click User 1, come up to Tools, Define Fields, and this time I'm going to come over to edit the field, and I'd like to capture information on my contact's hobbies, so that's going to be the name of the field. Click Finish to add that field to the database. With character field types you can create drop-down lists, so let's add one. Come over to Manage Drop-down Lists, create a drop-down list. Give your list a name. I'm going to call it Hobbies. Yes, users can edit items, and yes, we can automatically add new items to the list. Click Next and add. Let's type in here some hobbies and add and finish. Now what we need to do is to go home to the Hobbies field. There it is. We need to edit that field because we need to pull out the drop-down list that we've just created. So we'll put a tick in here, use drop-down list, and go and find the one that we've just created, Hobbies, and click Finish. There's a couple of other settings you need to be aware of when you're working with drop-down lists. So let's go back to that Hobbies field and edit it. And now we're going to click the Next button. And here you can choose whether you want to limit the list. Well, this is a growing list, so I certainly don't want to tick in that one. Now here, allow multi-select. I do want to tick here because people may have more than one hobby. And that's the same idea as used in the ID status field. Somebody could be a supplier and a customer. So let's click Next. And here you can set a default if you require. You can format the field. You can also change the field length so that if you know you're never going to need any more than 30 characters in a field, you can change this. But be very careful, because if you do reduce the field length of an existing field, you'll lose data that's currently in your database. So let's click Next and Finish. And once that's done, we'll close out of that and we'll go back to the contact window, and let's just take a look at that new field with those drop downs. There you can see. And if you want to add more hobbies to this list, click Edit List Value and you can add other hobbies from this window.